Hey Astro Kids, and welcome back. This is your May 2021 horoscope for Cancer Moon or Cancer Ascendant. So, starting off here in the month of May, on the 1st, we have Mercury shifting into the sign of Taurus. So, Mercury is now leaving behind Aries, which is this very active, adventurous, lively energy that we discussed back in the month of April. So as we've been going through this transit of Mercury and Aries, there's been energy all over the place. This has been crazy as Mars and Mercury are not friends. Mercury and Venus, however, are great friends. And so as Mercury comes into the sign of Taurus, this grounds this energy. This makes this more practical, where this logic, this communication becomes much more grounded. We're able to navigate this energy much better here, where you will feel this groundedness coming into the month of May. Now, along with that, Uranus will meet up with the Sun on the 1st as well, for those of you who are following those 3 extra planets. And so this is an interesting energy as our consciousness is being exploded through this Uranus transit. So this is a great time for this flash of inspiration, this insight, where we can see these unexpected changes coming in through our consciousness, through our awareness. Now, moving forward here to the 4th of May. May the 4th be with you. Venus is shifting ahead into the sign of Taurus, where we'll meet up in this conjunction with Mercury. This is a great influence. Here we can see the communication style. We can see the way of conveying logic and understanding coming into this peaceful, more grounded energy, as Venus is at home here in the sign of Taurus and giving the support, giving the aid to Mercury as well. This is a great transit for practical thinking, for decision making, for negotiating as we're going through this transit here of Mercury and Venus in Taurus. Along with that, Mercury is going to meet up with Rahu later on here on the 4th as well. This is a great position also, as Mercury and Rahu are friendly to one another to a certain extent. This will give great aspiration, great inspiration towards thinking, towards researching, towards collecting data and information. Remember that Rahu is a planet of obsession, and so Rahu is also connected to technology. It is connected to research, and so anyone who is planning on learning a new subject, anyone who is planning on doing deep research, anything that is involved in writing, this is a great time, as Rahu is going to blow up this Mercury energy, where this gives us a tremendous amount of curiosity, a tremendous amount of communication that we can use at this time. On the 13th of May, Venus will also meet up with Rahu. Venus and Rahu are great friends to one another. Venus, of course, because it is the planet of luxury, of beauty, of wealth, of attraction, and Rahu, again, being this planet of obsession. It wants more, it wants to gain something. It is an ambitious planet. And so Rahu and Venus get together, and the things that you want to achieve, the things that you want to gain and attract into your life, this amplifies this. This gives you the ambition to achieve these things that you would like. And so you can see, especially for those of you who have Venus placed in a good condition within your chart, this gives you the ability to acquire the wealth, to acquire the luxury, to acquire the possessions that you are looking towards throughout this transit here in the month of May. As we move forward on the 14th of May, the Sun will shift into Taurus, marking a new focus, a new center of consciousness, as we are putting our focus now into this more stable, more grounded, more peaceful energy. Remember that the Sun was exalted in Aries, where we had all of this energy, we had all of this drive, all of this liveliness. Now, as the Sun comes into its enemy sign of Taurus, this is where the Sun loses its energy, because remember that the Sun and Venus are not friends. So here the Sun is calmed down, it's slowed down in the sign of Taurus, where this is a great time to relax, to go inward, to ground yourself, to slow all of this energy down, and to really bring yourself back into the present. Moving forward here on the 18th of May, Venus will meet up with Mercury once again. So this is a huge time here again of this communication where we're using our speech in a beautiful, peaceful way. So this is great for communication. This is great for writing. This is great for negotiation. Any deal making that you are trying to get across during this time. Moving forward here on the 19th of May, the sun will meet up with Rahu. So now we're getting closer to this eclipse season as the sun is coming closer to the position of Rahu. And remember that wherever Rahu is, it is going to explode. It's going to give this illusion of this bigger image or this bigger illusion than what it may seem to be. And so here we want to be careful as Rahu can explode the ego. This can give a strong sense of self. And so this is where we can see a lot of ego issues coming up with Rahu here with the sun. This is a great time for confidence. This is a great time for stepping up and moving forward, taking the risk, taking the action to get the things done that you want in your life. But once again, be careful of that expansion, that explosion of the ego that can take place here during this transit. Now, all of these planets of the sun, of Venus, of Rahu, of Mercury are all going to receive a fourth aspect over from Jupiter and Aquarius. So this is really going to expand the knowledge, expand the insight. Again, with all of these placements, there's so much brilliance, there's so much practicality here where we can use this knowledge in a more grounded way, in a more practical way towards our goals, towards the things that we want to get done as this energy is slowed down, it's calmed down here in the sign of Taurus. On the 23rd of May, Saturn will station retrograde, and we will talk about this in a future video. But this is a major time of going back and looking over the structures, looking over the routines, looking at the things that you have in place, and making sure that you have the proper discipline, that you have the proper order, the proper structure in your life. This also affects us collectively as Saturn is a societal planet. This is all about the structure, the rules that are put in place here in our physical construct. Moving forward on the 26th of May, Mercury will shift into Gemini, into its own sign. And so here the intellect is very high. This becomes a strong position of communication, of writing, of connecting to others, of pulling in information from different places. And you can feel the curiosity, you can feel the adventure starting to increase here of wanting to learn, wanting to explore more, where this can really help in expanding your knowledge depending on where Mercury is positioned in your chart. On the 28th of May, Venus will shift into the sign of Gemini as well, where it will meet up with Mercury once again. So again, this communication style of negotiating, of making peace, of resolving issues, of being able to make deals continues to increase here with this aspect, this conjunction between Venus and Mercury. On the 29th, we will see Mercury station retrograde as well. So we will get into that in a future video. A lot of major things that are coming here. Now for the position of the moon, I will talk about that in a future video. But major moments that we will go through here are on the 11th of May when we will have a new moon in the Kritika Nakshatra. So this will fall at the end of the sign of Aries. And this will be an interesting one as it will be in a conjunction with Uranus. We will talk more about that in a future video. Also, we have the big event of the full moon lunar eclipse happening in Anuradha in the sign of Scorpio here on May 26th. So that is a huge event as that will shift us into eclipse season. So for those of you with a Cancer moon or Cancer ascendant, we have a whole slew of planets that are shifting out of your 10th house and into your 11th house. So this is a big career time for those of you here with a Cancer moon, Cancer Lagna. There is a shift that is happening here from your career, your status, your authority to your gains, where you can see some gains, you can see some accomplishments come through your creativity, especially as we have Mercury, Venus, and the Sun that are shifting forward into the sign of Taurus. So this is a big time of your creative skills, the things that you have been working towards, and seeing those results, seeing the fruits of that come forward here in this 11th house of Taurus. Along with that, we will see each of these planets coming into contact with Rahu that is here in your 11th house as well. Remember that Rahu in that 11th house is directionally strong. This has been a huge moment with this Rahu Taurus K2 Scorpio axis of working towards your goals, working towards your accomplishments, seeing those big dreams come to fruition. Jupiter also giving its fourth aspect from Aquarius is a huge moment for those of you with a Cancer moon, Cancer ascendant as well, as this is going to light this up from your 8th house, where all of the struggles, all the difficulties that you've gone through is bringing you some good luck, some perseverance to help you grow and expand, especially as Jupiter is a functional benefic for you in your chart. Now, along with that, we will see a Saturn retrograde happening back in Capricorn in your 7th house, where Saturn has sit for quite some time now. This has been quite the transit of really focusing on business partnerships, focusing on teamwork, commitment with this Saturn energy. As this comes into retrograde, this becomes a great time to reflect on your accomplishments, on the things that you have done within your partnerships, within your business at this time. We'll also see Mercury station retrograde later on as it shifts into the sign of Gemini with Venus. So this is going to be a Mercury retrograde back in your 12th house. Perfect time to meditate, to reflect inward, as this Mercury retrograde gives deeper reflection, to look into the information, to look into the logic at a deeper level. This is especially auspicious in the 12th house, where meditating, dream journaling, writing things down is highly auspicious for those of you with the Cancer moon, Cancer ascendant. You can pull some great ideas and visions out of this. And of course, we will also see a new moon and a full moon lunar eclipse in the month of May as well. We will talk about that in a future video. To finish it off, for those of you with the Cancer moon, Cancer ascendant, I pulled some cards from the Vedic Astrology deck. So the first card that comes up here is the 11th house. And as we mentioned before, this 11th house is going to get hit up with the Sun, Mercury, and Venus. Big time for you to gain in life. And so many of you will see these gains coming through in your career. And this is going to depend on how the planets, of course, are configured in your chart. But this is a big time where you can receive a lot of wealth and success in your life. Next card here is the Sun. You are on your purpose, and this is a huge time for career. Once again, moving up, receiving these gains, being successful, holding this position of status is huge at this time. We also have Neptune, Lord Vishnu. This is a huge time to receive the support, to be nurtured through your gains at this time. Next card here is the Bharani Nakshatra. Once again, your creativity is going to make a huge impact on these gains that you receive. This Mercury-Venus combo in Taurus is huge, where this is a huge time for your creativity, for your skills, for your talents to bring in these gains in your life. Next card here is the second house. Once again, this is a huge time where you can receive a lot of wealth. You can receive a lot of security through your career. We have K2, the South Node. This is a time of freedom, of liberation, where many of you are finding some peace. You're finding some closure in this part of your career life. Last card here is the moon. So this is a huge time where you're going to see shifts and changes happening. And so all of this is taking you into this direction of success. Once again, Jupiter is in that 8th house with all of these big changes moving you towards abundance, especially with Pisces controlling your 9th house. So you want to pay attention to where Jupiter is in your chart. This is a huge indicator of the abundance of the gains that are coming into your life at this time. This has been your May 2021 horoscope for Cancer Moon or Cancer Ascendant. If you enjoyed this video, feel free to leave a like as well as a comment. If you are new to this channel, don't forget to hit the subscribe button along with the notification bell so that you don't miss out on any new content. As you can see here, we have some major things to talk about, including a full moon lunar eclipse in the sign of Scorpio. So you don't want to miss out. Make sure to hit that notification bell. If you are interested in learning more on Vedic astrology, there is a course available in the Facebook group, Astrology Lessons with Daquan Jones. There's a link down below in the comments along with the description. I want to thank you all so much for joining. I hope you all have a great day, and I will see you in the next video.